Arcane Season 2 is finally here, and we've hopefully all seen its first arc. If you haven't, be forewarned, this casual analysis will contain spoilers. This video will just be a random collection of thoughts and parallels that I have noticed throughout the story, as well as some cool things that other people have found on the Arcane subreddit. Let's get into it, it is spoiler time! Vi smudging her tattoo in the intro shows that this season, as Powder herself experienced an identity crisis in Season 1, Vi herself will likely struggle with her own. Based on the Fight Club sneak peek we can see, likely from the second arc of Season 2, perhaps Vi will run away from the person she is to escape the pain of the past, not unlike her sister. Ambessa in the intro almost kind of preciously holding that black rose, and Mel discovering it shortly after, makes me wonder just how involved Ambessa is with this shadowy organization, and just how much that will estrange Mel from her own mother. As Reddit user Tired French Potato pointed out, one of Caitlyn's shots in the intro is like this one poster for Macbeth, her fingers creating a crown. Indeed, as this wise potato says, heavy lies the crown. Macbeth being tortured by his actions is one thing, but when it comes to Lady Macbeth, perhaps Ambessa will be the Queen Macbeth, the Lady Macbeth in Caitlyn's story. The first scene we see of the Kiramans in Season 1, when they're all together, is in the same room her father and Caitlyn sit in as they grieve Cassandra's loss. They sit across from her empty chair. The room is dark and dingy and gray, versus the Season 1 scene being full of color and sunshine and just, I don't know, there's love there. The rain, water, is separated from Vi, close enough for her to see, almost for her to touch, if not for the glass. Vi comes so close to this arc of maybe having that happy future with Caitlyn, but she can't quite grasp it. Oil and water forced apart again. Vi's new buddy, the shield dude, looks a lot like Vander. Also, I like that Vi meets him under a bridge in the rain, while Vander met Vi on top of a bridge amidst fire and smoke. Also, Caitlyn is giving Eren Yeager this season so far. The salute with the chest pounding just makes me think of the give your hearts from Attack on Titan, and that also makes me a little scared of where Caitlyn's gonna go. Her outfit also made me think of Historia Reese as well, so we shall see where this goes. If the black petals are a part of the Black Rose's symbolism, we do see the black petals in Caitlyn's little daydream, day nightmare while in the gardens, where she's fantasizing about killing Jinx. Perhaps Caitlyn's rage is being stoked by the powers of this shadowy organization. Is Ambessa playing right into the hands of the Black Rose by promoting Caitlyn? I wonder. Violence begets violence. Jace breaks his promise to not make Hextech weapons after experiencing the violent attack of the Undercity. Caitlyn is warped and changed by that violence as well. This season has a lot of broken promises so far, and it's sad to see Vi and Victor both feel the pain of them. I'm assuming Jinx is laying Silco's body to rest in the waters that changed his life all those years ago, rather than this being a hallucination or a dreamy scene. Although I couldn't see any bullet holes in his body, so maybe it is. I don't know, let me know what you think about that, but I choose to interpret it as this is real. Either way, a loved one forced him into those waters first, but now another loved one is here to help him back in. I love Silco's "Have you had enough?" because truly, it's that last bit of advice to a Jinx who feels lost, who's never really taken control of her life, that forces her to sort of act for herself and make her own decisions. Jinx has no choice. She now has to have agency. She cannot hide behind other people bossing her around or telling her what she should do. She has to have responsibility for her own actions now, and that is a big growth point for her. Dirty Little Animals was a song in Season 1 of Arcane, played as we see Silco's new empire. Silco's empire relies on these dirty little animals who buy Shimmer. In that song, there were the lyrics, "Dirty little animals, beautiful cannibals." I will not be playing the song due to copyright issues, but you know. But in this song here in season 2, which I think is from Jinx's perspective, or at least that's how I interpret it, the lyrics say, "Dirty little animals, you cannibals, eat your supper." And it feels like, instead of being like, "Yes, buy my stuff, wahaha," it's just someone who's sick of everything. Jinx doesn't care about the stuff that Silco worked towards. She doesn't care. She just wants to watch it all burn, as she tells Sevika later. She's grieving and she's just over it. Victor leaves Jace very suddenly, and at first this feels a bit weird, but Victor's first question being, "What am I?" when he emerges from the Hex Core, shows that he is absolutely not the same being he was before. Victor is giving, "I've walked through the valley of the shadow of death." Of course he leaves quietly and dips. No anger, just simple disappointment with his former partner. Victor basically came back from the dead against his will, and one of the first things that he sees is the blueprints to the Hextech gauntlets, as well as Caitlyn's rifle. Jace has broken his promise when it comes to never using Hextech for weapons. Oh, Jesus Christ. This experience is Victor seeing what would have happened had he died. The Hex Core was not destroyed. His wishes were not respected. And Echo's right-hand man, Scar, aka the Bat Dad, finally has a voice, and it is Robbie Daymond, who plays River Ward from Cyberpunk 2077, as well as Fushiguro in the English dub of JJK. I just really like that Bat Dad finally gets to have a moment. I think he's gonna have plot semi-importance. I love all the side characters that we get to see in the first season, but the Firelights have some of the coolest designs, including the lady with the owl mask. I hope she also gets a role, but yeah. Jinx has long held on to physical memories of Milo and Clagor, and Vi finds Clagor's goggles in the arcade. Jinx weeps at this, and I think it's because she feels that her sister has already sort of taken away all the comfort she could have had by removing herself from her life after last season's finale. Vi taking Clagor's goggles is just another thing taken away, and it especially hurts. Because Vi, as an enforcer, has come to the arcade that was ransacked by the enforcers in the first place. The place where Powder and Vi and Milo and Clagor used to hang out. It was sort of a special place for them as a family. And here they all are. In Zaun, we see a mural of Janna, the wind goddess, whose temple we later see in episode 3. I wonder if we will be seeing this goddess later on in the season? Or maybe just based on the way Jinx is sort of framed up here with the same position as Janna, maybe this will be sort of a vehicle for Jinx's own rise as a rebel leader, or something like that. It would be interesting. Reddit user NoCharity4814 has pointed out all the parallel shots to moments last season. Jinx on the desk, facing where Silco used to sit, but now with Sevika at her back and Silco's chair empty. Vi and Powder's mother being similarly posed to Caitlyn's in their death poses. Silco and Powder once again mirroring each other when it comes to their final fall scene. Powder and Vi being framed similarly as they weep, being abandoned by the people they needed most in the end of the first arc. Victor sort of resembling that wizard guy at the beginning of episode 2 in season 1 in Jace's flashback, which, you know, if that is Victor, we have seen that the wild rune can do some creepy space-time stuff, so who knows. And of course, the last parallel, which I briefly mentioned before, is the Kiraman couch, where father and daughter sit under drastically differing circumstances between season 1 and season 2. Sevika's arm has been destroyed by both Powder and Vi. As Jinx says, she destroys everything, not fix anything like Vi says. But she does try for Sevika, and it's actually kinda nice. Powder destroyed Sevika's actual arm in the first place, but now Jinx actually creates something for her. It's nice to see her prove to herself that, yes, she can fill a need, she can help someone, she isn't just a born screw-up. Victor has never wanted Hextech to be perverted. He's always wanted it to be used to help people. We see the hairline restoring, yassifying qualities of his Hextech Jesus magic on Huck, and it seems great, very nice. But wouldn't it be something if Victor becomes the very weapon he prayed would never exist? And yes, it would be Jace, who swore he wouldn't let that happen, being the one who let it happen. Maybe Victor will have something to do with the wild rune we see in episode 3. Sky also being someone Victor sees and hears and experiences kind of through the Hextech makes me wonder. On one hand, okay, maybe she was absorbed by the Hex Core, and she's now a part of Victor in a way. But what if the Hex Core is using Sky's face to make Victor feel more comfortable and off guard? Maybe easier to manipulate if the Hex Core is sentient, and it does kind of seem like it makes some decisions on its own. Could there be more ominous things to come? I hope so. Ambessa's repeated strategy of manipulating people's grief and rage in order to get what she wants from them is seen first in how she gets Rennie to attack the memorial by promising her vengeance for her son. Then we see the same tactic used on Caitlyn, where Ambessa promises Caitlyn vengeance for her mother. I think Ambessa herself understands the power of vengeance very intimately, as she is still grieving the mysterious loss of her son, Kino. As she says to Amara, "You have no inkling what family is to me." You gotta wonder what went down with Kino and just what Ambessa's motives all are exactly. I'm sure that they're a little more complex than simply protecting her family. Of course, even though Rennie's goon can absolutely shoot Mel, he doesn't, and this is probably because Ambessa, as part of her deal with Rennie, made her swear she would not harm her daughter. Vi has been witnessing Caitlyn grow harsher and colder as the arc has gone on. She sees the girl she fell in love with sinking deeper and deeper into the same realm of pain as her sister. But Vi saying, "Everyone in my life has changed, promise me you won't," calls back to Vi's failure to accept that things change. She clings to the past in order to survive prison, and she spends pretty much all of season 1 working to coming to terms with the fact that that's just how it be. The people she once knew have changed in the years she's been gone, and she still struggles with that. Vi really needs to have her own growth arc, kind of like how Jinx did in the first season, and I think we're gonna get that by the looks of it. Lest is so cool. Her design and her voice are just awesome. I like the little look of enmity between Ambessa and Lest, with the whole Vestians hating Noxus and all that. And her exchange with Mel is really cool, as it shows, yet again, that Mel is still determined to do what she can to prevent her mother's hostile takeover of Piltover. And that Mel rejects Noxus by working with someone of a people who are a long-standing enemy of her birth nation. I love that that attack on the council chambers didn't rattle her morals. She is still the queen we all love. We love Mel. Although now I'm wondering, is she going to be turned into some crazy assassin? I don't know, because I've heard a rumor that they're going to make Mel a champion in 2025. Maybe there's a whole other thing going on. I wonder. I like that Jinx chose a temple to Janna for her fight with Vi, a goddess of hope and whatnot, her sanctuary pervaded by the despair of this broken family. I love how the pillars depict Vi and Jinx's past, like true murals in an ancient temple. I guess these events of the past are, after everything that's happened between the sisters, not unlike ancient history. Ah, the winds of change and how they just blow this confrontation up for everyone. The end of Arc 1 really does cast everybody about the board like the Odyssey. Which, hey, the gods blew Odysseus off course. Kinda fun to see this little parallel. Eventually Odysseus does get home, but only after many great trials and errors. Savika's smile when she's pinning Caitlyn down and Caitlyn bites her is very spicy to some. Just look at Reddit. But I just see her finding it amusing. This girl who once shot the shit out of her arm, now being pinned and helpless. Also, Savika is tough as hell. We see Jinx's kid bite some gangsters earlier on, and they freak out, pull back and everything. But Savika, this lady just smiles. She's not even fazed. Vi refusing to let Kate kill a kid versus her telling Jace to get over it last season actually makes a lot of sense to me. Vi was super messed up and angry and just done with everything. Of course she didn't care about the death of some kid when she was on a bender, and she felt like she was alone in the world. Vi comes out of that bender, of course, when she comes face to face with Jinx in the season 1 finale, going from feeling hopeless about her sister to just really wanting some form of that comfort back in her life. But now she doesn't want Caitlyn to change or to lose her humanity and good nature. She doesn't want Caitlyn to leave her behind. So of course, Vi stops Kate from getting vengeance. Vi weeps not just from the pain of Caitlyn's blow, which I'm sure hurt a lot, but from the fact that Caitlyn has changed. She breaks her promise to Vi, which was kind of inevitable. I think the shot of Caitlyn descending into the streets of Zaun in season 1, where she helps Vi up after her fight with Savika, when I see now that she is the one who casts Vi down, leaving her alone in this pit with that one picture of Powder. She's still stuck in the past, and I feel so bad for Vi here. This shot is also reminiscent of Vi's abandonment of Powder in episode 3 of season 1. And also a callback to that parallel that was on Reddit, where Vi and Powder's faces are framed very similarly as they cry. Also, let me know your thoughts on this. Countless other Redditors think that this little kid that starts following Jinx around, who is called Isha, I only learned that from the subtitles, is actually a Yordle, and not just any Yordle, but Teemo. This is because of the helmet and the spyglass, and also just the look of the hair. So let me know what you think of that possibility below. Personally, I'm curious as to why those gangsters were chasing this kid in the first place. Also, just from looking at the trailer for the second arc, I'm assuming that Jace and the boys have been gone for a while, because Echo is now on the Firelight's mural, it seems. And the fact that Scar, who is Echo's second in command, has an actual speaking role this season, makes me think that we're gonna see some Firelights trying to handle some stuff without their leader. Also, Jace has a beard and he looks like Gortash from Baldur's Gate. So, some time has passed for sure. I think we're getting another time jump. So far, I'm most curious about Victor and also the Firelights because they're cool. They have some really cool designs. But I will see you in the next video, whether it is Arcane or Cyberpunk or whatever. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Goodbye!